Hello fellow citizens! We would like to show you our result of the mounting stage.
Here you can see the rear cargo ramp that we implemented into the model. It features different modes for loading and unloading cargo more easily, as well as giving protection to the Marines when deployed, or allowing some quick access in this mode. Also, it includes a ramp to access the rear seat for the Class 5 turret more easily. Here you can see the cargo area with more detail, as well as the new boarding turret. And in the crew habitat we of course added more detail as well. The meeting table got an additional feature now, because it's got the medical surgery robot. And in the background you can see the escape pods / sleeping pods. Here you can see the rear cockpit seats for the gunners when they are not in action, and the front pilot seat with the detailed console. This is the front access area of the ship, including the missile revolvers to the left and the right, and the front docking collar area. Also, here is the access point for the front Class 5 turret with an additional airlock. Here you can see the overall layout of the ship with all its detail, and an additional area that you should find out in the game. We've made sure that all the detail actually fits into our hull, just like for the internals that you already saw in some previous renderings. The rear turret deployment has been added as well. The front turret has been reworked, and the front docking collar has now got some hatches to cover it. The rear docking collars as well, the upper one as well as the lower one. The missile revolvers got its hatches as well. And here is the front access to the ship for the crew, and the revised landing gear. Finally, you can see the atmospheric stabilizers in action, and a first-person access to the Class 5 turret. This is the front Class 5 turret, by the way. Finally, we added some renderings for you with the current materials, which we will work on further in the next stage with the CryEngine implementation. Hello fellow citizens! This is Mr.hanky's probably final video report for this contest. As you've probably already heard, unfortunately our last entry couldn't convince the judges enough to make it to the finals. But we've prepared a new video for you showing the entire walkthrough now, with some adjusted materials, and also with some interior decals, which were missing in the last submission because the CryEngine is moody sometimes. What you see is actually a fully functional design, which we implemented in the CryEngine SDK, and have made a lot of effort to get everything working, as there were supposedly some extra points for that. As for the critique, we already feared that our materials might not be what they had hoped for. But for the panels, we actually had spent quite a lot of time all together planning and modeling those. Basically every panel was designed and assigned to an area where it made sense. We also had inspirations from current planes for doing that. As for the cockpit feeling low poly, it's actually one of the areas with the highest polygon count in the ship, but we understand the lighting was not to our advantage in there, which made it seem a bit low poly. You may have noticed that even all the floor panels and details are actually modeled. For the confidential area, we hope you are not too disappointed that we didn't cover this in our main video. But for one thing, we have to admit that we didn't have the shaders adjusted and lights set, and for the other, there was just not enough time left in the video, since we could just make 4 minutes for the last submission. But now we can show you some of the things that we had planned for that. For one thing, we imagined something you might consider rather boring, as we thought it could just be an accessible empty room, but with the opportunity to hide maybe some Marines in there, as kind of a trap for pirates that think they just captured a civilian variant. And there will also be a manual power plant override for self-destruction. We also had the Dragon Claw in mind, a manual docking clamp that can secure a ship in place or maybe even tow it. Another idea was to have 4 hull and shield piercing units in the upgrade space. Finally, it could also be an accessible area for smuggling. But we still won't tell you how to get in there. Maybe it's a floor panel or a wall panel that can be opened.
Hello, fellow citizens! Infinite Shoe Monkey reporting in. This is probably one of our last videos, so we would like to thank you all for your ongoing support.
It was a long and eventful journey over the last 6 months. Unfortunately, we didn't make it into the finals, but we still enjoyed the whole progress of creating the ship for you with your suggestions and feedback.
Also thanks for voting us back in the first wildcard vote, and by that giving us this great opportunity. We've seen that we have a tremendous amount of supporters, which also gave us a lot of motivation and strength, especially during the last days, which we had to come out with very few sleep.
We know the competitors were very strong, but we still hope that our ship will find its way into the game with your support and your help. Infinite Shoe Monkey is signing off.
And see you in the verse!